right, well, I'm not sure if this is working, but internet speed test was much better today. So I see, lol, it's buffering. So maybe we'll get some feedback from you guys in chat to see how we're doing. Looks fine, yes. So, yeah, last weekend, the stream didn't go so well. So, and I thought it was Twitch, and it wasn't. It was my ISP, and I ran the speed test from Google, and it was like 0.03 megabits, or yeah, it was like 0.3 megabits upstream. Listen to that. The joyful sounds of a coffee addict. So I'm a little late coming here, although we're not at noon yet, but I'm a little late because I was trying to get 10 Waves of Defense solo. And I got to wave 6 or 7, and I thought, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to finish this before I have to go live. So here I am. I had to fail. So I'm just going to tweet out that things are looking better. And hopefully this is not the cluster F that last weekend was. It is Super Bowl though, so that may create interesting problems. Okay, so I'm just going to tweet out here. And live, and the ISP problems seem to be fixed. Hoping this is less painful than last week. Okay, so, all right. So I've got you guys on my little iPad over here. Super Bowl. I'm shy about the F-bomb. Yeah, well, as the game has gotten older and grown, and you get lots of people in dev streams, I feel a little bit bad because someone said my daughter's watching, and I went, ugh. So I'm gonna try to keep this somewhat family level here. Okay, so I have tweeted, which I'm told I'm supposed to do. Let's see here. So I've got my Star Wars shirt on. This is a new shirt, and this just to date myself, this was my favorite bed sheets when I was a kid. My mom got them for me, and it was this sort of classic light blue. This is your stream. You should F-bomb if you want to. Yeah, maybe. Trade ban, people still can't go to Maru. Hey man, you shouldn't have got yourself trade banned. However, we are fixing that. So, because I am trade banned as well, intentionally. Slide causes you to trigger alarms. Slide onto spy vault consoles. Really? Okay. I will look at that. Watching Dead, protest. That's true. I know. Swearing isn't a key part of my. Well, actually, to be honest, swearing is a key part of my vocabulary. But in case, I always like to hear when people have kids that are old enough to play Warframe. So I try not to. I'm trying not to alienate them right now. Please add something where you can see rewards you already have. How many? Would be awesome for fissures. Yes, I agree. I am looking forward to getting into that system. I have some relics from playing, and I know I'm pretty far away from that. Random question. Did C-3PO, as far as you can recall, have a silver leg, or were both of them gold? Man, I thought they were both gold. We're going to do 50-50. Vision, a good question. We're going to do 50-50 playing. I have not played enough. And I was going to actually play this week. But I was very busy this week because we have really cool stuff that we're making at DE that required a lot of extra evenings for programming. So I did not get to play Warframe on my public account. If you're new to the stream, the whole point is that as a developer, generally you spend all your free time, or at least I do, spend all my free time making the game and working on things that are new or old. And we don't get enough time, I don't get enough time to play the game. Honestly, like I know Rebecca, Glenn, and Pablo have spent a lot of time, walking the talk, I guess, and playing the game as you guys do, experiencing the grind, experiencing the glitches, the bugs, the lack of training and tutorials and that sort of thing. It's gonna blow my mind. All right, Crackle. All right, I believe you. So I'm gonna play. I want to unlock some more junctions. I'm excited about doing that. I got my Furus hype, which I haven't used yet. And I was playing with Volt just before the stream. And trying to figure out how picking up the shield works, because that was a change that went out before the times, or after I played Volt a lot. So I'm going to play a bit. And then we're going to do some dev stuff. Last week I was going to optimize relay code. And I did this really cool thing. Let's see here. So I did this really cool thing for relays. Let's see here. Scripts manager here. I was looking for... so this is C++. This is how we program Warframe. This is our whole game engine over here, all the crazy stuff. And so I'm going to do about 50-50 on the stream today about coding. However, good morning. Yes, thank you for the shirt compliments. This is a gift from a close friend of mine who knows that I like Star Wars and OG Star Wars. So this reminds me of my early years of life. Would it be possible to remove the darn text? You know what? I'm not sure. Delta, I'm going to keep that Furus. Thank you for the heads up. You know what's really cool is because we have a long-standing game, we do, I think Riot calls this the sustainability project or something for League. But we do that a lot in Warframe. You know, like you can see the new graphics stuff that we do. We do new sound stuff. We did reverb last year, occlusion. The sound guys have been updating old weapons, and of course, guys might have seen on Twitter. There's a bit of accidental sneak peek of the starting weapons getting fresh graphics, and of course, that's really cool. But they're also getting fresh sounds, and they have this really cool technique they're using now to add this kind of like almost sub-hit to the impact sounds of the firing of the weapons, and it really makes the whole game. Sound better. And they're going through the old weapons and all the weapons actually and updating it with this new technique that they're using. So I'm really excited. Why did I divert and talk about that? Oh, because I'm talking about old weapons, and I'm excited that the Furus might get this technique as well. More punch. So here I am in this code, and I wanted to show you how boring it is sometimes to watch a programmer work. So so I'm in this code. Why is it gray? Oh, track within errors. Okay. I was looking at relays as just a small example of performance. It's sort of an interesting performance study, isn't it? Because when you join a relay, you are seeing currently up to 50 players at a time. So it's a very interesting performance study. So what I found was a lot of script allocations. And the UI guys and I bashed those out and killed those. Would you believe that the almost the slowest bit of code in the relays, slowest bit of individual code in the relays is drawing the name tags on everyone. And of course that is because we use the scripting language for doing that, which can generate a lot of memory garbage, which costs a lot of time for us to clean up. And it would go through and search for all players in a very large radius every frame and gather them and look at them and do analyze where they are and parse out their name tags and all this other kind of crazy stuff. So I wanted to fix that last stream. However, I couldn't stand to wait, and the UI guys couldn't stand to wait. So they fixed that. And then the next problem was Suda and Samaris, which is called the collector in the code. They were using tons of time. So which is really interesting because they're very simple. So here's Suda's code. This is, now we're in Lua. So we use stuff like this, C++, for the game engine, and that's our dedicated programming staff. And then we have programmers who kind of walk both of those, kind of making the gameplay as opposed to making the game engine. And I include myself as someone who flips back and forth in there. And so people like Tom or Phil or John, a bunch of our level designers will be spending tons of time in this Lua code, which you can write on the fly, and it expresses the kind of custom rules. So I'm great today. Thank you, Paul, for asking. So clean up that garbage, I know. So the problem with Lua, C++ has its own memory management approaches, and we use a very specific one, and there's tons of ways to do it. So the problem with Lua is, let's say you had a loop here. So this is really interesting. So you can see here the time that Suda was taking. Again, if you have a good PC, is probably taking 0.1 milliseconds. So if you want to run 60 FPS, though, you only get 16.6 milliseconds repeating. So even 0.1 milliseconds, if you can fix it easily, you're going to go for it. So you can see here this loop, seems pretty simple. Check to see if Suda's speaking. Pull the amplitude of her voice. Do some timing here. This loop is looking very suspicious. Oh, that's a wrap. Okay. So if t goes over 1, subtract 1, so that we're kind of doing this wrap. And then multiply this by pi, and then do some sine waves so that her children and her attachments are somehow correlated to how she speaks. And this is when a programmer needs an animation, but the animation guys are really busy, so I'll go in and hack something like this. Very simple. And her children are the cubes. This is an example of, no, this is actual Warframe code. This is real Warframe code. Actual code, yep. So this is what, it's very simple and it's sort of goofy, but this is what controls when Suda speaks, how the little orbiting cubes around her go. So I found this was taking time. And it was taking time when you were standing, a million miles away from her. When you first spawned and all the ships are there, you're in the landing area. And I've been wanting to do this for years in Warframe, which is this. So I was going to live code this, and it would have been the most boring thing. And I'm hoping actually to bore you guys further with a bit of live coding today. Maybe to give you a peek into the mind of how slow it takes to even develop very simple features. There's a lot of work involved. Yes, self-document. Yeah, there's not a lot of comments in this code. If you look at the C++ code, you might see much better commenting. You see a bit of green here. Configure the script engine with all the functions, that sort of thing. When I write little throwaway scripts to control how the cubes move around Suda, I'm not really into hardcore commenting in that case. So let's take a look here. I just want to finish this here. So what I did last Sunday that I would have showed you is enable this new feature that we have in Warframe, which is going to lead to interesting performance gains potentially for the future, which is enabling zone call. So of course I'm only bragging about the code that I work on, not all the other magnificent code that everyone else does. Let's see here. Am I adjusting this? Am I adjusting this so you can see my guitar better? Okay, so enable this zone call here. Steve, I'm kind of curious if C++ have tools like Link and if it actually fits in the performance requirements you guys have. I found it great for processing decent amounts of data myself. Tools like Link. Link, eh? Link. What the heck is Link, man? with the queue. Is that a database thing? Let me just check here. It's an interesting question. Link. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. .NET language integrated query. Okay, so you use .NET. Is that what you're using? So this looks like a specific language for database queries, isn't it? Yes, right. Yes, oh yeah, it looks like SQL. It looks like a structured query language to me. We don't use LINQ because what's interesting about Warframe is we don't use C++ on the back end. Yes, friendly Zerfire, thank you. So if our back-end services, so the game itself, the game engine is like the game client, right? And it's not allowed to mess with the database. It has to ask the server to mess with the database on its behalf, and the server then does validation and does all that sort of stuff. So we don't use, as if they were databases. I see, yes. We don't use that kind of thing in C++. We don't use .NET, but it looks very useful. But our backend services are not in C#, so or .NET, so we don't use it. So enable zone call. So now the script. This is a new feature that's seven whole days old. A script can call set zone call. And what I love about this, so here's Suda setting zone call at the top of her script. And what ends up happening is, oh, I deleted all my screenshots of the before and after. What ends up happening is that her script time goes to 0 because the player is not in a zone that can potentially see Suda. So zone calling is a new engine feature for our scripting engine in Warframe that our designers and our programmers can use to say, don't bother with executing this piece of script if there's no hope in hell that a player or any player has the potential to witness the outcome of that script, which is kind of the old if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound kind of thing for programming. These things are really, really important for... Yeah, thanks for the code. I have hacked the game and now I have 9,000 platinum. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So then we have the zone calling object. We set a zone call route. Okay, so now here's the main loop for updating the script engine. So, you guys asleep yet? I'm going to keep going. So we have an active zone callback, which goes into the region and tells us which zones the players are in. So if you have this code is, of course, most efficient if the players are working together as a group in the same kind of area of the map. If they spread really far out, then, of course, you're going to have more active zones that you need to update. But generally speaking, even if they went in totally separate directions, you have much larger scope of updates than you would if you just updated everything, which is what we used to do for scripts. So now we go in here and we say, if the script is sleeping, subtract the sleep time from it. So you can see here, Suda's probably got a sleep 0. So she's sleeping for 0 seconds, which is basically wake me up next frame. However, now Suda will try to wake up next frame. She will have a zone calling route, which is the mesh she's attached to, and it will make sure not to wake her up until she's relevant to the player. So there you go. Gabriel Spartan is sleeping. Mission accomplished. Yeah, so these things are important for performance. The game engine itself has supported this for quite some time, and it was huge for Warframe. If you played in the closed beta, we never had this stuff. We ran single-threaded. We ticked every object across the entire level, even if it was simple as like some pipe steam coming out, which of course is completely useless information to process if you're at the extraction, right? So from that time in, is it 2012? We've split off all of the rendering into a separate thread. We've jobbed all those particle systems, and now we also don't update things. Sometimes even AI gets put to sleep if you're not where they're relevant to the players. Okay. Delta Phantom is not tired, but he's sleeping. Yep. Yeah. Closed beta. Remember parkour 1.0? Yes. Yep. So is this live yet? This is not live yet. This is going in our next update. How do we do that? Well, we have two branches. Yeah, we have two branches of the code. We have what we call the evolution branch, or the sort of, we call it mainline branch. And that's where we break everything and screw everything up and work on stuff like this. And then that gets integrated into the public branch, which is a staging for you guys to play it. And that goes to our test cluster, and we have a small group of external and internal people that play that and check for problems. And then we have the super nuclear red button that we press, and then it goes on to the live servers. And that's kind of our development process. There you go. I don't think you're going to be able to use that description to give yourself 9,000 platinum, though. Right, and you can see, sometimes you might be able to see evidence when the AI go to sleep when they're too far away. Usually you can't, because it uses the visibility system to calculate that, so I'm a little curious about that. You might see stuff like this, versions of this kind of update technique if you played Halo 5. So in Halo 5, if you watch, I love Digital Foundry stuff. So if you watch the Digital Foundry article about Halo 5, you can see a technique where they're ticking their enemies in the distance at a lower rate. So the guy up front to you is looking super smooth, and the guy in the back, you can tell he's getting even and odd updates. So he's going, potentially maybe that's just their animation system. It may also be processing, decision making the AI does. These are the things that we agonize over. Jack, yes, yes, Mascario, you got 9,000 credits. Man, you are elite hacker. That's amazing. Little children who do not understand what you're about. Oh, what? I missed that. As a dev, I would like to ask who or how about you deal with aimbot, various hacks, but it's a touchy subject to divulge, so I figure you can't answer. Well, right. Yes, that's one of those problems of, is your security through obscurity? But we do have a fair amount of detection code for such things. All of those, that tends to be a little bit of an arms race with the hackers, and sometimes you're winning and sometimes you're not. What's interesting about that is the nuclear weapon. In that case, and a lot of the big guys use that, and we use it too, and Glenn made it all, is using statistical analysis to determine over time if someone is being a greaseball. So that is really, we combine that technique with statistical analysis. Yeah. Deal with aimbot, nerf Meza. Yes, is she an aimbot? Kind of is, isn't she? Yep. Yeah, and then yeah, if you hack, then you get banned. It's interesting. As a former programmer, oh well, thank you for saying that. This is really nifty, but isn't it highly unlikely for this to see use in the number of players funneled into the remaining relays? Sure, absolutely. So we might have plans for the relays. Wink, wink. But the interesting thing about the relays, again, looking from a performance perspective, is it's a great use case to have crazy amounts of players in one spot and use that to analyze what your potential bottlenecks are. The worst thing now that remains in relays, which I think Jordan is working on fixing, is since we've added passives to Warframes, even though you can't use them, they're actually ticking and updating. So the more Warframes you get in a relay, the more of these passive script code is running. And even seeing the initialization of radio blind and all of these other script abilities, you're locked out of them because, of course, it's sort of like a demilitarized zone. But they consume tons of time and tons of startup time. So we're going to be fixing that very shortly, and it's going to be smooth as hell. Stealth bonus needs change. Yep, maybe. Yep. Right. Please, no more relays need to die. Yes. Could you not disable that in relays? That's exactly what we need to do. So again, you have to go in there and you have to write code. So you might have, let's see here, what's it called? Power or something. Yeah, and now you see all of the power suit ability. Yeah. Use power suit abilities, sentient power suit ability. Yep. So if we look at something like this, you can see how these things used to be called power suits internally. And you can see there's probably going to be an execute call in here. So these are execute functions, script manager. Let's take a look here. So you can see how right, so you can see these ability events here where we're lighting up some of the script code. All of this stuff doesn't really have a line of code in here, which is like, you know, if, you know, abilities disabled, you know, get out of Dodge, right? Like return, don't bother with all of this code. So these are, yeah, you can lose 100 FPS in the main relay. Yes, absolutely. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there that we can improve for performance, which is, let me see, it's the collector was the other guy. Collector status, I think. Zone call. Yeah, so the fastest code is the code that doesn't run. So this is kind of the spirit of what I was going to show you last week. Aren't you guys glad now that it didn't work last week? I'm still going to do something programming-wise really boring. Where's my documentation? What do you mean? Where's my documentation? What do you mean? This guy's give me some comments here. Look at this. Comments here. Serialize. Subset or equal. Abilities. We still control a suit. Operator. Control a suit for not currently operator. Drain energy. Quarantine. Stats. There's probably going to be lots of swear words in here. Armor not replicated. Avoiding set health. Trigger. Rescale. You know, there's tons and tons of comments. There's not a lot of comments. Hey. Hi. Yep. Now we're sad it wasn't possible. You said, I don't know what's possible. Yes, performance in relays has improved. Yep. Remember one-shotting Jackal with Acrid? I don't remember that. Yep. Internet rebuild your database. PS4 might help. Swear words, best words in the EU. I agree. Never enough comments. Yeah. Sometimes we don't. Steve, do you guys have a way of syncing your builds easily? Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Jay the Walker. Interesting. I wonder who that is. I know nothing about programming in general, but it's really interesting to see how the game ticks from a technical perspective. Search for Mambo. Nope. I see the language you use is profanity. Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. I think dual wielding gun blades would be dope. Could you code an option for Avara to switch between zip lines in range by pressing X? Probably could. FPS and relays over 9,000. Wow, congratulations. Just want to say thank you. You're doing a great job. Darksider, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mission builders. You showed mission builders who invested time and nerves to complete the codex. When will it be released? You showed a mission build. Oh yeah. You know, we'll probably release that soon. But soon for us can be weird. Okay, let's look at the dev game for a second. Let's take a look here. What am I doing here? Let's look at calculator. No, let's not look at calculator. I was going to show you something on dev. What was I going to show you here? Is that right? It looks right. So what have I been doing this weekend, programming-wise? Well, this weekend, yesterday I had an amazing day. I hope you guys did too. I didn't sleep in, but I had a relaxed day. I drank lots of coffee, and I put Witcher 3 back on my PS4 Pro. because I still haven't finished that game. And I was thinking about our Earth remaster and about vegetation and remembering how wicked Witcher 3 looked. So, so I loaded up Witcher 3 and ended up getting sucked into playing Witcher 3, and I'm enjoying the time. So, I can't get through Witcher 3 yet, and I know that it's a masterpiece, but it's beautiful. And I this time is the time that I'm going to play it through all the way because I feel hooked. Anyway, I loaded it up to check it out, and I ended up playing a whole bunch. And it's just, I don't know, Triss or Yennefer, it's going to be tough, guys. I don't know what you guys are thinking. But I know that Rebecca has a lot of Witcher 3. Oh, there she's saying, Yennefer. Okay, I see her in chat. All right. Yes, exactly. It's kind of funny, He for a game with beautiful women in it, the male lead spends a lot of time in bathtubs with no clothes on. So I'm wondering maybe if the appeal is different than I thought. Okay, so Yennefer is cold-blooded. Oh, I see. All right, Triss is bae. Oh, Triss all the way. The magic isn't gone when I play Jay the Walker, but sometimes you tend to look at it and see the things that maybe other people don't. You look at the resolution mismatch. I played Resident Evil 7, and I love that game. Man, I finished it last week, and I loved it. And of course, because I'm a dev, I was noticing texture streaming pop-ins. Because you'd look quickly at the desk where the tape recorder is, and the desk would be like super blurry, and then it would pop in. So yeah, you tend to look at some of that stuff. So I was working on programming the noise on the vegetation. I was looking at Witcher to kind of look for a benchmark this weekend. The other thing I worked on was two-sided lighting, which is also really important for vegetation. So over here you can see, this is kind of what you see a lot in Warframe right now, where the lighting angles might not be correct on vegetation, and you get kind of weird dark things. And then this is the new vegetation lighting, which again, this is simple stuff, and we could have had it years ago. It's not bleeding edge technology, but it's finally added another feature for the artists to be able to light objects like this. And what's important for an object like this is, let's see here, if I pop to editor, does that work? Let's take a look here. When you have, yeah, perfect, it is working. Okay, so when you have vegetation like this in games, you can see there that the polygons are kind of approximating the shape, and then the texture is cut out from beyond that. And that's because of course, you would be insane to model the nature is just so detailed. You'd be insane to actually model all of the triangles around for those individual leaves for things like that. So you use cutouts, billboards, and that sort of thing. That's what we call it. So here we go, just to keep the boredom going. So if it's not labeled double-sided, then you can see that when you go around the back end of this object here, it disappears, right? And so what traditionally we had to do for the back of this leaf here on this fern, the back of this fern to actually be rendered, is we'd have to double the polygons. We'd have to say, here's the polygons that face this way. Okay, copy those. Now point the direction that it faces this way so that you can see it on both sides. So that's wasteful for a memory consumption. So now we can double side them, perfect. And then the other problem you get with vegetation, which again, they solved in The Witcher, which was beautiful, is this sense of backlight. So if you look at a leaf in nature from the opposite side of the light, someone's buffering. How we doing? We good? So it doesn't have a huge effect on frame rate because we're still rendering the polygon from either side, but it does affect the amount of GPU memory that all these meshes consume. And then the other thing is backlight. So when you have an object lit on the wrong side of the light, it goes black. But in nature, We know that you can observe that leaves and so on tend to be translucent, that light will actually bounce off and hit your eye, but some of the light will actually continue through, bounce around inside, and come out the other side. And that is why. So now we have this new function where we can give it a little bit of backscatter so that you can see light even if it's on the wrong side. And the artist can kind of control that and decide what they think. So, here's 0, it's black, and then they have these little tweaking values that they can do. And now it kind of looks, more like a plant, right? Because plants aren't like made out of super solid material, opaque material. So then I did that. I played my guitar a bit and played Witcher 3. It was good times. It was good times. We have the beginner Sentinel companion is being worked on. Rebecca's going to answer for me. It's great. It's fantastic. All right. Okay, all right. So let's see here. Creature of habit. Oh, Rebecca's having some conversations. I hope I'm going to be playing D&D tonight, but I don't think so. I think the Super Bowl has thwarted me. The other thing that's interesting, let's see here if I can get myself in trouble with Pablo. Sometimes he watches these streams after I post them. So let's just do this here. We'll go back to the boring code for a second here as I peek behind the curtain. Peeking behind the curtain. Here we go. All right. Please apply that to Mirage's 3 ability because it's painful to watch that ability. Interesting. Interesting. Where's my pen? Where the heck did I put my pen? Did it roll off the table? Okay. Interesting. Here it is. Found it. Mirage 3. One of the things interesting is someone last stream was talking, or maybe 2 streams ago, was talking about how you get inappropriate challenges in Arcwing. For example, you get a secondary challenge, but you don't have any secondaries. And what was fun was, let's see here. What was fun this week was, let's see here, dev game? All right. So Pablo, check this in. This is all Pablo's doing. Just a little update on his ideas that he had for representing. Yes, you get Hacksaw. Sorry, to finish that thought, I was playing a defense mission, and my Volt doesn't have his 4th ability yet, but I got a challenge that said, use your 4th ability once. While I was playing, and of course I was very far from even unlocking that ability, so I thought that was a little bit weird. And wouldn't that be nice to fix? Okay, so here's a placeholder dojo room. Part of 2017 for us is make clans great again. We've got the best clans, tremendous clans. So we're talking about enemy cells. And Dorian and Pablo were working on the UI together, and Pablo had this idea to complement what was going on there to make the war table. And again, this is all placeholder. You can see that he's got the oral kitties there, beautiful. Rather than a 2D interface to kind of create this Star Wars chess table, where let me see, oh, he had some. Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. So creating this idea. Oh, did he even shadowcast? Man, he's pro. Oh man, there's even a transmission in there. That's even cooler than I thought. So this will be something that you when you're dealing with enemy cells will be looking at the hierarchy of their organization, and we're going to try to use 3D as much as possible just to make it more immersive. Oh, look at that! He's sort of left it there. So there you go. Warframe chess. I know, right? So this is part of what we're working on that will be part of that clan mission system that we talked about on Friday's dev stream. You know, caveat emptor, like, you know, some of this stuff is not a guarantee. It might be a total fail. When he loaded this, he reminded me of something I made 2 years ago. And I'm going to look for it right now, just because I'm showing you half-baked prototypes. And I know that Pablo is going to be face-palming right now. Let's see here. I'm going to look for this awful prototype I made. And I need to remember what it's called. So I'm just scrolling through lists of old levels. I might have already deleted it, so just bear with me as I think on this. What would I have called it? I will take a look here. It would have been an interface that I made. Current user submitted. Oh. All right. Hope everyone's Sunday. You love this stuff? Okay, all right. I'll tell him not to facepalm. I'm just taking a look at something that I did that when he showed that to me, it reminded me of something I made. So I'm scrolling back through all of 2016. Now I'm in 2015. I'm looking kind of over my change logs about things that I worked on. And let's see here. So 2016, I don't even think it was in 2016. I actually think it's older than that. But I've seen people tweet me stuff about this, and I wondered if I still had anything for this. Give me a second. I'm looking at old stuff. Multi-line experience, less wide health bar. Wow, this is old code, Steve. This might be a complete fail. Is there any Swifts that I have done? Grinding to a halt, because I'm not sure where I did this. Is it even 2014? Can you imagine if it would be 2014? Let's look. We're looking back here. Looking back into the archives. Fomorian transmissions. Hacks. Well, I don't see it anywhere. This might be something for another day to look for this. Nothing. New decos and dojos increase capacity. Yes, that would be good. Give me like 2 more minutes to look for this. I know this is extremely painful, but oh crap, is that it? Let me look here. Okay. So there's that. So now all I need to do is find out the revision history of this. Okay, hold on. Okay, PBR Warframe. Okay, I got it. Okay, all right. Is it here? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm loading this because this. Let me see how old this code is. November of 2014. Okay. Are there any chances you could make it so sprint toggle actually stays and doesn't deactivate with every interaction? Not good for carpal tunnel. I agree. We argue a lot about sprint in our game, actually, on and off. Whether or not you automate it. I remember, I think some of the old Jack and Daxter games, the longer you held forward, it would move into faster, and then it would stay for you to simplify it. Phil, my F slip up on the dev stream made me believe you're a real programmer. Yes. Well, yes, I am. People tracking my blinking. Well, I suppose you have to track my blinking if all I'm doing is looking through a directory trying to find something. Please remove host migration of dojos. Hey, man, we have that almost done. We're very close to having that finished. We're just polishing up how dueling works. So people are wondering why we're optimizing relays. Well, we have several plans. One of them that we're acting on very soon is that the relay system, so to speak, which is kind of this weird cloud-hosted simplified version of how Warframe interactions work is going to be used for dojos going forward. So that means that you have no more host migration, that you're not, at the mercy of whoever happened to join the dojo first and had the hosting permissions, and when they turn their PC off or when they AFK, all that sort of stuff. All those problems are going to go away. Hopefully there won't be a bunch of new problems in their stead. But so all the dojos are going to be moving into the relay system. And that's why we're optimizing relays as part of it. So when you do something that requires the full kind of game code running, because as I told you at the beginning of the stream, the relays kind of run a simplified version of the game, right? You don't have powers. Some of your mobility doesn't work. Some of the replication doesn't look great because we're trying to trade number of people for the fidelity of the people. But when you do something like a duel, it's going to crack off the people that are in the room and fire them off into a traditional session, play the full game there, and then you're going to kind of come back to the relay system. So that's how we're going to do that. Product scale PBR would be amazing. Yes, that would be good. Can we move rooms around without destroying and rebuilding them? That's actually a very good idea. Let's, that might be something to try. I'm going to take a look at my level here and see if there's anything, and it looks like my level's completely pooched, but give me a second here. Frame in all views. Okay. I see. Well, as excited as I was about this, oh my gosh. Okay, this may or may not work. This may or may not work. Let me see here. Let me switch over just so you can watch this totally pancake. Okay, so will there be an API that we can work with? Maybe in the future. The only problem is we're worried about abuse, and right now we've been focusing on hardening our systems against account hackers and scripted hacking and DDoS and that sort of thing. That's all related to how when you open up your API for other people, and so because of our team size, we don't have a bunch of programmers that we can say, okay, expose the API. So right now our focus is on security and uptime and protection, and having a very small surface area exposed through the mobile app right now. But I do appreciate that question. I get that question a fair bit, and I'm sorry we don't have that yet. Okay, I am excited about Warframe's fourth anniversary. Thank you for asking that. Okay, so what is this? So here we go. This was one of the first rooms, a terrible room. And it's all Carrie's fault as we were looking to convert things to PBR. And you can see, what did I say this was? 2014, right? Did I say this was like November or October? Yeah, it looks like November, October 2014. Anyway, so just to show you this thing, this is probably going to crash like crazy because obviously I haven't used it in almost 2.5 years. Why do ribbons have negative stats? Ribbons have negative stats because we were looking for trade-offs, and so that's why they do. Can I have 1 billion platinum? No, you cannot. Okay, so I worked on this thing once. Oh, let me see here. Okay, you can see that this asset hasn't been touched in a while. Is this working? Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, let's see. Oh! It is just dead. Dead. Okay, hold on. Maybe I can fix it. Isn't this exciting, this prototype that didn't work? It's only 2.5 years old, though, so I'm going to forgive myself that it didn't work. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right. Let's take a look here. Can we fix it? Okay. Update. All right, let's check it out. Let's open it for edit. Okay. So let's take a look here. Can I show you me fixing this on the stream? Maybe I can. So I've run into a problem. I was working on this prototype I called Militaris. Militaris. You guys, I have no idea what Militaris means. So this is the controller script for Militaris. This is a prototype that is 2.5 years old. Bad argument to random. Interval is empty. Okay, so let's take a look here. M cards. So draw num I. For I. Show mod card. So I have no mods. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we're gonna do this. If cards is 0, then we're going to just return and see if we can get this prototype back on its feet. So I'm going to kill the context here. It sort of crappily works. Okay, all right. So that is not the UI portion of it. Let's take a look here. Okay, all right, so I have something here. So this, yeah, so you saw some debugging. I know, they're so cute. They're so cute. So this I was making in November of 2014, late November of 2014. And this was a prototype I was calling Militaris, where the enemies that you had fully scanned in the codex, I know this is wacky, but bear with me. Enemies that you had scanned in the codex would appear as a. Oh, you're buffering. I'm sorry. How are we streaming? Okay here. Buffer. Oh, okay. It's back. Are we back? All right. All right. So enemies that you fully scan in the codex would appear as tabletop figures, and then you could do battle. You can do battle. Yeah, someone like Hearthstone, I guess. I mean, someone's like Star Wars or whatever. So I was thinking about a cute little board game that you could play multiplayer in the relay. For this, but let's I don't know if I can get it to work, but give me 1 second here. Improve the UI and overlay menu system in Xbox. It can be horrendous at times. Yes, I can work on that. Yes, or Warframe Gwent. I mean, all of these kind of miniature. There's tons and tons of examples of these miniature games, D&D miniatures and all that sort of stuff. Press Alt F4 for free plat. Oh yeah! Format C : for ultimate plat prize. Steve, do you know who BPNPC is? I do not. You activate my trap card. Yo, can we get this space chest? That'd be cool. Yes, it would be better, almost better to use baubles. Sorry, noggles. Trademark. It'd almost be better to use noggles for this because it'd be something worth collecting for. It's sort of fun. Any plans to PBR the old infested stuff? Yes, definitely. Could you maybe add killing all momentum when hacking a console? Yep, momentum. I'm taking note. Momentum kill when hacking console. Okay. So right now you can hear my PC screaming because I'm on my dev build. I'm loading back to the main menu because my account didn't have any mods in it. So my Militaris tabletop totally sucked. I sometimes can't go back from operator form to Warframe. I don't have any ideas, but we should fix that. Is it possible to do a randomized furniture on maps? They would be more different. Yeah, it would be nice to have not only the connection of the structure, but the internal structure randomized we have been talking about experimenting with that, but again, there's only so many things we can juggle at one time, and I don't think that's currently in our top priorities. Choose a Warframe as general? Yes, I agree. But right now, we're pre-processing all of the shader changes that I made over the weekend, so it'll be difficult to show you some of that stuff. Penta is totally broken after you reload it. Come on, is it seriously? Penta broken after reload? I wonder if it's a specific mod you have on it that's causing that. Some of those mods create crazy combinations. Will we be able to access the entire orbiter one day? Yes. Can we get ribbons to affect ultimate abilities? Not yet. Dojo replacing existing corridors with same size ones. Yeah, someone was just saying in chat that it would be nice to be able to remove a room without actually destroying it. Yes. Steve, I tweeted at you some pics about Mirage Visual Problem. Okay, thank you. I just want to ask one more time, won't spam, but do you plan to bring back the option to use the old lock tile set of the older dojos, the vine look? It adds more character to the dojo in my opinion. I will have to look to see where those are at. Well, that's a very good question. I don't know why people type an essay here. You know, got to type it somewhere. I would love a one button click way to fund dojo rooms and decorations. Okay, yep, all right. Dojo funding, one click. We have great plans for dojos, tremendous plans. Large open area maps and warframes. You talked about it last year. Okay, all right, I'm not going to answer that question. Would it be possible to bring back Orc and Dojo tiles and put maybe put the simulacrum in the dojos? That would be really cool. Very good idea. Helmut's Charger is going. You know what? I haven't checked on the status of the art update for that. Last I saw, it looked really amazing, but I will have to check on Monday. Send the invasions, please. Of course. I love this game, and it's awesome that you stream on Sundays. Thank you for saying that, Shadow. I'm not really showing you very interesting stuff. I'm just showing crazy stuff. I love your game. Thank you, Kawaiter. Laser healing secondary gun. Interesting. You love Periphery. You should listen to Makina. Oh, okay. All right. I am listening right now to... this is crazy because this is so outside my wheelhouse. But I've been listening to this new album by Sampa. You guys ever hear of this guy? He sang on Life of Pablo. I think he only has like EPs and stuff, but that is not prog rock at all. But for some reason, his album has really hooked me. I love it. But if you like metal, this is not metal. Functions for Observatory and Dojo would be great. Dark Sectors, absolutely, I agree. May I ask what happened with the disgruntled employees? I'm not sure. I'm sad if we have disgruntled employees, but I'm not sure what happened or who you're even referring to. Except for me, I'm always disgruntled. Okay, so will operators get mods in the future? Probably not, but they are part of our ideas for how the focus tree rework and upgrades will work, how that system will work. New clan system mentioned Friday, available to us solo players. Detected it isn't. There's nothing going to stop you from making a very tiny clan yourself, of course. So you can absolutely try that. I know some people do that. I know I tend to be like you and tend to prefer the solo play. I think the MMO term for that is together alone. But this is something that we are making for clans, but clans of all sizes, and we do have those different sizes. Okay, I am really sorry to just like keep wasting your time here because I've been waiting for this thing to sign in. But now we're going to go back. Let's take a look here. What's going on here? Let's take a look here. We got cool stuff happening. Just going back to the dev game real quick here. And I am going to... Oh, better make sure I don't show any spoilers there. I don't think there's any spoilers there, actually. So I'm going to go back to that test room. Yes, pet idols would be very cool. I agree. And let's just take one last hack at this thing and see if this works. It kind of looks like it's working. Okay. Okay. So down here is supposed to be my mods. And you can see that the graphics are broken for them. And that's what you get for not working on something for 2 years, because there'll be changes to the system, the code structure will change, the art structure will change, and of course I need to keep it up to date. But the idea was that you could play a mod. Mods became categories, and then you could use them to attack the opponent's button label. Life, is sort of like magic. Yeah. Well, clearly the excitement for this prototype has worn thin. So let me switch to code here, and let me see. So I was going to play for half of this stream. You made this after playing Mordor? No, I didn't. I played this after a D&D session where we had the tabletop guys. But again, there's so many of these sort of card-based games that are really popular and tabletop stuff. My idea was, what can I do with someone's mod collection and give it a new twist? Take their codex scans, take the mod collection that they worked hard to, and feed that into an arsenal within a smaller kind of mini casual game like this. Within a game, if you will. Maybe one day when I have a holiday, I'll kind of go back this thing and goof around and see if I can get something simple. Because it'd be cool if it worked multiplayer, and I kind of imagine going into a relay and people playing this game and having a casual leaderboard or something like that. So let me show you what I am working on. Let me show you what I am working on for fun. So I have stuff that I do at work. It's mostly all fun, but then there's some stuff that is like ridiculously self-indulgent fun. So here we go. Okay, so back in here, I have this level. Okay, I'm going to load it up. And if anyone from the dev team is watching me, I'm really sorry, because I'm showing all the weird garbage that I'm kind of experimenting with. Can we finally get a release for Great Prime? I know. Great Prime? Okay, yeah. I mean, we have the anniversary coming up, and I know that we're doing kind of wacky things for our 4th anniversary. So, things like this you can't rule out, right? Dojo panel, an idea we can write stuff on. That would be cool and very easy for us to implement, like in the, relative terms. Dojo, like a little post board, right? Write a message, a rude message, write a message. Yep. Once we get the dojos up in the relay system, like I talked about, Sean's been coding this for quite a while, and it's been quite the surgical operation. But once we get that working, I'm excited about trying other things. Like, for example, now we can send people to see your dojo without having someone from your clan online, or having someone from your clan hosting it, which means now we can say, in all the clan tiers, the top 10 winners of the last operation that we ran have teleporters in the Lorundo relay, where if you want, you can go and just jump into their dojo and leave them a rating and say, oh man, your dojo is the coolest decorated I ever saw. So you can expose people to the creativity and the work that you guys have done to build out your dojos, build out the research, customize them with pigments. Now you can have non-members as tourists coming through, almost like you see those TV shows where it's like the kitchen tour, and they have the whole people come through and check out the kitchens and on to the next house. So by putting in the relay system, it's going to allow us to push people through the dojo that maybe we couldn't before. So that's why I'm excited about that. Make great great again. Yes, this is tremendous. Expose those people, tremendous people. Your dojo sucks, exactly. No star for you. This dojo's lame. How do I trap my dojo? No trespassers. Well, yeah, then we get into stuff like, well, we don't want people to visit and that sort of stuff. But 10 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Yes. Worst dojo, no room service. Yep, right on, right? Yeah, so what we're doing is we are using the so-called dedicated server system for relays, and we're going to be using them for dojos. Yeah. Such bar. So everyone's dojos can be exposed. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Or if, yep, we can look at that. Yep. Yes, you want to put an infection. People that visit your dojo get the cyst. Yes, make great again. Yep, rest in peace. You can hear my PC just screaming, can't you? Like the fan is just freaking out trying to load this test level. What can I do to entertain you guys while I'm trying to load into this level? What happens at work is if you're loading into things that you haven't seen yet, we have to take that data from like Photoshop files, PNGs, or shader files, which is code, and we have to compile it down into the final game asset. So when you work at the office, we have this server that does this on your behalf and just sends you the finished, game-ready version of the asset. But when you're working at home, like I am right now, you have to run all of that expensive processing yourself. So that is why this is slow. Need a pubs and a toilet for dojos? Yes, I agree. Yes, you can hear my PC fan. Yep. Guitar, of course. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can remember where we left off. My friend Sheldon is learning how to play guitar. He's playing this musician stuff, and well, he's lefty, so I can't really show him anything. But he's getting into guitar, and he said, "Well, what's one tip for guitar?" And again, I'm not a great guitar teacher or not a great guitar player, but the one that I thought was interesting was bar chord. So you have your open chords. Let me see. Can I get the head in here? Here we go. Let's do this here. I'm still loading, so this will be a quick diversion. So you have your open chords, which you hear typically in folk music or country music, where they're all kind of... Gotta tune this up. You have your open chords. It's a little sour. Right? So these are all like, that's E, and this is A, and this is D major. G, C, right? So these open chords are used in folk songs. And then you'll see a guy get a capo, which will fret the whole board like that, and then he'll play those same chords to play it in a different key. But if you want to learn tons and tons and tons of different songs, you need to learn how to play the bar chord, which looks like an A major or an E major. And you have this kind of implicit finger going across here, across the head, right? But if you can do that with one finger, it takes so much strength. Make the same shape with your other fingers, right? So I got the E shape. I'm dragging it up. Ooh, wow, sounds very Phrygian. If you can bring your finger up like that, you can play a bar chord, right? And now you can play any sort of major chord just by moving that same shape all over the place. So I want to play G major, right? If I want to play F major, right? So you can play the cat came back. And it's just the same pattern, right? So if you learn a bar chord, man, you just unlock so many songs, okay? So these songs, so many of the songs that you hear on the radio probably are going to be these bar chords, because it's so easy to kind of change stuff. Oh, look at, here I am. Okay, so like Smells Like Teen Spirit is bar chords. Now there's another version of that, which is the A major. But you up. So that is that same bar chord progression. There's another bar chord variant like that, but you could play it if you were really, nimble. You could. So you see, just learn a bar chord, and you'll convince everyone you know how to play guitar. That's what I did. Okay, so am I selling stuff in chat? Cat came back, thought he was a gunner. I know, right? Okay, so we're done loading. We learned that if we want to be a good fake guitar player like me, just figure out the bar chord. Once you get the bar chord, you're good. Okay. Here's a crazy plan. Okay. In before ban for copyright. Oh, Ben, you left Hydroid in here. Ben made this for me, but I think he left. Yep. Stream is basically game developer talking about plant shading, coding, chess, and playing guitar. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, Ben might have to give me a hand on this. Okay. So here's our idea that we're going to try to code. I think I might have to have a bathroom break because I've been drinking this whole water. Chat trading system, can you change it? Maybe if each had their own separate chat. Each player had their own separate chat? I'm not sure what you're suggesting. Do not trade stuff here. No, that would be bad. Are we getting an Oberon rework? Maybe. Music in Dojo? That would be a very good idea. Back to Dojo Talk. Is there a way to actually go to your Dojo from navigation? If you click in the navigation client sector under communications, it'd be nice to navigate Dojo from navigation screen or want to travel to it. I think you can. It should be in the map. Heard that game balance was set to 40-50. What? I'm not sure what that means. Maybe I'm lacking context here. Don't worry, 90% of people don't recognize a shredder from Campfire Player. Ha, there you go, right? Use a bottle like a real gamer. Oh, is that what they do? Sometimes I watch those streamers and they just go for hours and hours, and I was wondering, you know, do they have a diaper on? I don't know. Okay, here's my crazy concept. So what we're going to do is, let me lay it out in your head, okay? In 2001, when I first got hired in DE, we were making different games. Looking to see what game we were going to do after Unreal Tournament. And of course, it ended up that we made more Unreal Tournament after that. But before we did that, we worked on some prototypes. And one of the prototypes was using the Unreal Tournament 1 engine was to make a kind of a space game. And lo and behold, in many ways, Warframe has become a lot of those ideas. And one of those ideas was that you would work with a group of players, so it sounds like a squad or a clan, to build a ship. And you would build this ship, and it would have little stations, just like in any good sci-fi show like Star Trek or whatever, where there'd be different roles. You might have a pilot or a weapons guy and a guy trying to keep the ship alive, and you might have the ship being boarded by an evil Grenier. And working on this problem was very interesting because, let's take a look at the editor here. So you build the ship and then you fly it together. So a lot of games are doing this kind of stuff these days, or trying to do this sort of stuff, or working on it and that sort of thing. So when I was working on this problem back in 2001, when I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I still don't, how dare you? TNG forever, right? Earl Grey hot. So when I was working on this problem, you have this problem of scale. You want to support the infantry combat or the Warframe level combat, and then at the same time you want to be able to support the Arcwing scale or the spaceflight scale. And those create problems because you tend to optimize your networking code for certain velocities or certain scales. So so the idea here, which Scott is going to facepalm if he ever hears that I talked about this. So the idea here is, let me see if you can see this on your screen. Yeah. Can you see this? Can you see this part over here? This wireframe part? Okay. So see that wireframe part that my head's kind of covering? Can I do this? Okay. So see this part over here. Um, so in this part, everything is scaled down, right? So, and again, this is scaled for math and networking reasons, right? It's everything, velocities, the size of objects, all of those things are relative to your FOV and to the velocity you move and the detail of the world. So you can pull off scale tricks like this all the time, because whenever you make a game, you have to decide what one is, right? Is one 1 centimeter? Is one 1 meter? Is one 1 kilometer? These are arbitrary decisions. As long as you build all of the other aspects of your world consistent to that, then it all works. Similarly, with Arcwing, we actually shrink you down, and you're working at 1/20th the scale, I believe. And that allows us to use our replication code fine, but make the area seem a lot bigger. So here's the concept for the prototype. Okay, we're going to see how far we can get for this. So we've always had this idea of skyboxes, okay? And what the skybox does is it takes a point in space. Let me just see here. This is going to be really tragically boring, but okay, so we take a point in space. Can you see that point in space? We take this point in space. This was when I was working in the original UT engine, Unreal Engine, like, you know, before it was branded 2 and 3 and all that sort of, this very old version of it. They had this concept of drawing the backdrop. And so learning that code was interesting. 1/4, Delta Phantom, you might be right. 1/4. I thought it was 1/20th, but you might be right. It might be 1/4. I have played Psychonauts, but the stage with the board game is vague. All caps, curse words. You did break the rules. Okay. So when I was working with the Unreal Tournament engine, I was thinking about how to make this space game where you take an actual physical structure and you move it through space, but you create the illusion of doing so that you don't deal with the real world thing where all the collision system orientations are changing arbitrarily and that sort of stuff. And the easiest way to do that, I discovered, which was absolutely convincing, was imagine I'm flying the ship. Was what I'd do is I'd take the reference point for the space backdrop and I'd move it. So let's just try this. Is that working at all? Doesn't look like it's working at all. Let me just make sure I got it, yeah. Oh, there we go, yes, okay, very good, very good. Okay, so what I'd do is I'd move it. And then suddenly, can you see this? Can you see this? No one will forgive me for doing this, because this is showing you all of the rendering illusions that are created. So imagine, so here we go. So here we go. You can turn this reference point for the backdrop. Do you see it? You got it? You understand? Yep. Yep. I'll move my head to the bottom. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Whee! I'm down here at the bottom, looking up. Okay. So you have the reference, which is the space reference, and that informs the renderer where to render for this other position, because I'm actually here, right? I'm actually standing over here, right here at the front, right? But these front polygons above, in front of me over here, are told to render relative to a different position, and that different position is over here in the skybox. Okay. So this is how. Yes. So you move the universe instead of the ship. Very good. So this guy gets it. So what I did for that prototype all those years ago was I would move this reference point around like this. Right? And now I could convince someone that that the solid 3D geometry and stable physics and collision system of this was actually catapulting through space at insane speeds. Okay? So, oh, Bad Horse is here. He remembers this. We worked on this together. So then came the idea of I'll connect an interface here in the front of the ship to drive the motion of the reference point. And then what I'll do is I'll attach to that reference point a ship over here. So we got this guy here. So let's see here. We have a bit of hierarchy here, so this will be interesting to see where that is. As you can see, some of this might not work just yet. Yep. So there's a little bit of configuration problems here. Anyway, so once you do this, is the skybox with movements is not, so it's not going to be on rails. What we're going to do for our prototype is we're going to fly it around. Then this lets us create a situation where, and I've been trying to do this since 2001, and finally in Warframe I'm going to, as Glenn calls it, wanking on goofy ideas. We're going to jump over, let me see here, frame in all views. We're going to jump over onto the enemy ship. So we just got a little piece of this here to test for our prototype. So we're going to fly around in our ship, right? We're going to battle this guy, break its shields and armor down enough. And what I'm describing is going to take longer than any stream. And then we're going to go on and detonate its reactor and blow it up and win. So this is it. So it's not on rails. This is not on rails. So the idea is, which is kind of, I'm not making any promises here, but the wanky idea is to build a ship with your clanmates that is flown by multiple people. Frame in all views. Flown by multiple people. And is kind of like, you know, when Roy Batty is talking about what he did in Blade Runner? This is kind of what I imagined he did. You know, off-world colonies and all that sort of amazing thing. So you could destroy it from the outside, absolutely. But of course, that would be a bad idea because it's going to be much more difficult to destroy it from the outside than it is to go in and kill its inhabitants. You guys ever play FTL? Damn, that game is brilliant. Yes, Warframe FTL. just in time. All the DA staff watching the stream are like shaking their heads for sure. But these are the things that I experiment with and often fail. But this is today's experiment. So I'm going to take 202. No. So it wouldn't be like that. So you'd have to segregate it, right? But this is holy. Wait, we do this. Oh my God, it sounds awesome. Yeah. So if you played FTL, if you're the only one in your clan, you're in trouble. You're gonna have to hire some Warframe Spectres to do it. But wouldn't it be sick? I mean, an FTL had this fantasy. Would it be sick to be flying this? You hear an explosion. Your buddies are shouting on VoIP or in chat. You turn around. Maybe the ship is larger. You know, there's sort of other areas in here. You got to go down here and battle these guys because they come aboard. You kill them. You've depleted the soldiers aboard that ship that you're fighting. You know, when we take a hit in the reference zone, we correlate that to areas within this ship. So if you're at this, if you're in the sky zone reference scale, and your ship takes a hit, you know, on this side that we've rigged the internal to kind of correlate that in much the same way you would in a TV show with your squibs. And then, you know, imagine, depending on your opinion about Arcwing, you zip out and you're trying to fix this thing while the cannon's blasting away or something like that. You know, these are goofy fantasies that you know, I want to kind of experiment with. Okay, so turning into Star Citizen, I suppose they certainly don't have a trademark on that concept, though, do they? I think it's the long-running fantasy of anyone who ever grew up watching Star Wars or Star Trek or or Battlestar Galactica, right? Those are great stuff. So I am going to let's take a look here. What have I got? I'm here on stream. Okay, so I'm going to be back. I'm going to refill my glass of water. I'm going to come back, and we're going to do 15 minutes of trying to get some part of what I just described to work. I think what our goal will be is, can I walk up and use a context action that brings up a crappy UI that then changes that reference frame? That'll be part of it, right? And we'll get to the play the game stuff shortly. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay. So 2 minutes. Okay, so yes, the urine had to come out. I did wash my hands. Okay, so you're a game developer. You're working on a game. You got a lot of existing assets. So you say, I got an idea. Making art, high quality art, takes a lot of time. So you don't want to bug the artists. You don't want to bug the animators. You don't want to bug very many programmers. You don't want to bug the sound guys, effects guys, anything. You have an idea, you want to make a crappy looking prototype. You don't want to bug the UI guys either. You want to make a crappy looking prototype to see if the idea has any merit, to see if it's interesting. Okay? Did you guys hear me go to the bathroom? I see a smiley. Oh my. Okay. I did bring food for the rest of you. You guys want some wasabi pea? There you go. Well, eat it. All right. Okay. So first thing we're going to prove the concept. Well, we need a few things. What do I need first? I need a context action. A context action is, let's see, Context section. Do I have any use actions in here? Let's see, actions. Jump actions. I don't. Okay. So let's take a look here. What have I got for context actions? Types. Game. Let's see. Context action. Got a void trader context action here. That's interesting. So I'm in the editor. I'm looking for junk that I can grab. Yes, I love these wasabi peas. Yep. Oh, you have to put it under the camera? Oh my god, I'm spitting while I eat this. Okay. So sorry, don't put it in the eyeball because you don't eat with your eyes. So it's like under. Okay. Is that better? I am back, but once the kettle boils, I'm going to run back and get a tea. Okay? What's under the beanie? Not very much. Okay. So, I have a context action here. Okay. So, I'm going to add a context action here. Actually, there should have been one here. It might have got stripped out. Because remember, you have to sit down to activate these junctions. Okay. So I'm going to add a context action here. All right. So it's a little volume here. When the player gets in this volume, they can they'll see an action button. All right. Okay. So. See, I'll just see what you guys can see. Okay, so you can see generally everything I see. Okay, so I have a little context action here, and I'm just taking a look at the code of how this works here. There's probably a script. Let's take a look here. Action text. Are you guys ready? Because this is action console use. Interesting. Okay. Complete script. Okay. Cool. So can you guys see that? Let's see. I might have to jostle you over. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Let's jostle you over here. So these teenager mod trying to be funny so hard. Hey, what are you talking about? What programs are used to build Warframe? Well, programmers use Visual Studio and C++ programming language and Lua. We use other tools like Pix and all that other crazy stuff. Artists use things like Photoshop and ZBrush and Maya and 3D Studio Max and Substance. Sound designers use Pro Tools and Reaper and what's SoundForge, I think is what it's called. UI guys use Flash. You're going to see me use that in a second. And Photoshop, After Effects, things like that. Yes, we do use ZBrush and Substance Painter. A lot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I have here the Void Trader action. Down here. It's running a script, which is probably going to open up Barrel Katir. So now I'm going to make my own. So I'm going to take a look at that script, actually. I'm going to take a look at it here. Wow, that's really interesting and complicated. Do I need that as much? I don't. So I am going to save my own copy. I'm going to say it's called cruise ship pilot, we'll call it. Okay, and I'm going to show you this. Can I get this on here? Plus, we'll add a window capture. How you guys doing? Let's try Lua code. So I got a cruise ship pilot script I've added. I'm going to, oh gosh, keep hitting this key and getting this Republic of Gamer thing here. So you can see here, yeah, you can see how the sausage is made. I think people don't like when I say that, but you can see when you open the Void Trader, it checks to see if you're wealthy and plays you different transmissions. And because, spoiler, he has a special connection to Sands of Maneros, he actually has a custom response to that. Okay, so all we're going to do in our script here is open cruise ship, what are we going to call this? Pilot UI. Okay, we're going to delete all this, and we're going to say pilot movie. Okay, yep. Why no white on black? Why no white on black? I don't know. I read something that said that black and white is a better contrast ratio. What's the amount for tagged rich anyway? Oh gosh. Wouldn't you like to know? Secrets. Secrets. If you're really dogfooding the game, shouldn't you be saying this, I guess. I kind of got carried away here. I really want to play Warframe, but I kind of wanted to show you guys a bit of coding, and I feel crappy that last week I didn't. And I had ideas to show you actually making something, not from scratch, but modifying something. And because I ended up doing that last weekend anyway, because the stream didn't work, I want to show you something. So, I have a context action here. I'm going to save my script. I got a pilot movie. So, let me see. Can you guys see this code? Could you take a look at twin pistols? It holds like a bow. I could look at that. Okay. Okay. So line 4 is going to throw an error. Well, you're good. You're good. So we're going to start this movie instance. And actually, it might just be a handoff. So what I'll do here is I'll put a little print statement in here that we open our crew UI. And that will appear in my programming log. So this is just a the context action script. Okay. And then the UI code is below. Okay. So I'm only commenting this because you guys are watching. I'm way too lazy to usually add those kind of comments. So I'm going to add it to Perforce in case this prototype actually is interesting for other people on the team to see, or maybe I want to continue it at work some evening. That lets me pull it down from wherever I am working. Okay, so cruise ship pilot, terrible name actually for the script. So I'm going to go to my resource browser. I'm going to refresh because I've added a new script to the game called cruise ship pilot, and I'm going to change my context action, my void trader action. I'm going to change it to use my stuff. Now I should have made a new type. So let's do that. Go to template, I'm going to go to tools, I'm going to clone this void trader action, and I'm going to call it crew ship UI action. Okay, cruise ship UI action. All right. And for this one, I'm going to plug in the cruise ship pilot. Cruise ship pilot. Okay. So I'm hooking up my script here. Now, can you see this? Let me see. What can you guys see? So now I've set it up to, now this is part of our engine here, is you can write scripts and they can expose data. I'm very proud of this, and I made it a long time ago and I forget how I did it. So now I have a little UI slot. So let's just see, let's save this. And what we'll do is we'll jump in real quick. Okay, so here we go. All we're gonna do right now is just see, can you see how slow coding is? It's really not something to watch. But I'm gonna make this ship move. Oh, the kettle did pop. Okay, I'm gonna go get the kettle. Okay, jasmine tea, here we go. Okay, so, where are you guys? You guys here with me? Yep, you're here, okay. So, can I minimize that and it just hides? No. Okay, so here we are. All we got is a dream. Meanwhile, the kitchen's on fire. Yeah, okay, so I'm going in here. HUD visible. Do I need HUD visible? Okay, HUD visible. Go up here. Did I face it the wrong way? Well, what do you think of that? It's fail town so far. You see this? How does this work? Cruise ship contact section. Oh, I didn't change my type. Okay, so let's change type to cruise ship action. Cruise ship action. What have I done wrong? Where did I put it? Go to template. Did I not save it? Let's just take a look here. What have I done wrong? Well, it would help if I saved. Let's try again. Go to template, clone the type, tools. Hub, crew, action. Save all. Oh, duh. I spelt it wrong. All right. Q ship action. There you go. It's my first typo on my programming stream. The first of many. Tools, change type, crew. Okay, so we'll change it to crew action. Yes, we're good. Now we have a crew action. We go action text, alt sound is exclusive. Avatar use any. Prepass. And let's just make sure it's enabled. Okay. Well. Here we go. No? It's multi-fail town. Is there something disabling it? Let's check. Oh, vision and voice. That's so cute. That's so cute. Let's take a look to see if the orientation matters. Let's just see here. Is there a better one for me to use? Facing angle. Oh, it has a facing angle set on it. 180 should be fine. Cylinder check. Launch angle. Well, some things like this are trickier than they need to be. Send a ticket. Do you have the old Lotus sound effects? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if we do. It's not Hawaiian. This is a Star Wars shirt. I'm obviously the noobest noob there ever has been. I'm going to need a different context action. Let me just make sure I'm not using a bad one. Switching over to code, searching Swift. That's a Star Wars ship? You think so? All right, let me just take a look here. What do I need here? What do I need to do? Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking at my context action types to make sure I haven't picked a bad one. Can you tell I do this all the time? I like it. I like it. Let's do one right over here. Add other. Okay. Action text. Okay. Now custom stylings? Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, okay. Let's just try this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Have I got show flash? Show flash. Yep. I'm good. I'm good that way. Well, as you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I was demoing that in the militarist room. Oh, okay. Hold on. Easy, easy. I got this. I got this. I got this. There we go. Okay. Okay. I ripped it out. I ripped it out. Okay. All right. I just pull this up. I know. Do I even code? As you can see, my actions don't have consequences right now. Oh. Okay. After this loads, it's going to be glorious. What am I hiding? I'm hiding a ghost. Okay. All right, let's make sure that there's any hope in hell for me to do this at all. Okay. Take these out. Trigger only once. Exclusive. Auto activated. Hit switch. Console use. Okay. So 5. Okay. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's go here. Using the Void Trader action was definitely not a good idea. All right. Now let us make a And is there a complete on this? There is. Okay, let's try this. Pilot, crew pilot, good. Pilot movie, awesome. I'm kind of layering a lot of junk here, but let's see how this works. Okay, all right. With the right context action, we can change the world. It's okay if you're late. It's fine. All right. Cool. So we jumped into our script here. Everything started blowing up. This is perfect. This is perfect. And as you can see, eventually after tumbling through the script, we hit our line here to say we're going to open up the crew pilot UI. There you go. So we've got it. We've got to start here. Okay. So now we need a crew pilot UI. So we're crashing, not crashing, but we're slamming into the walls there of our script. So now I'm going to load up the UI side of this. So let's add in another window here, and we can see making a crappy UI. How do you do this? How does technology work? And we'll create a new one, a window capture. Okay. So when I do it, I always start from an existing one. And we're going to do this. We'll go over here. We'll do this. These are just crappy fields. We don't need any of this. Maybe we'll keep this button here. Don't need these color swatches. Okay. So we're going to say, let me see, we'll do hull, and we'll do shields. Okay, like that. All right. All right, like this. So now you see all of our UI is written in Flash. So I'm going to move this over here. I got all these guides here. I don't really need these guides. Let's turn them off. Oh, guides. Clear them. Okay. I don't know what this number is. We don't need it. And then we'll do something like really crappy, where we'll show like this will be our like amazing ship reticle. And we'll turn the alpha down to 20. Will that work? There we go. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to say let's take a look here. Amazing ship, amazing pilot UI. Okay. And we're going to save this as a new file here. Pilot UI, and I'll put it in the testing directory because, let me see here, there should be a tests directory that I can use. Tests. Pilot UI. Okay. And then I got to publish that. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. And I want to make sure this is centered because it would be really confusing if it isn't. Okay. Okay. So that's that. So we're going to turn this aside here for now. We're going to make this amazing pilot UI show up. Okay. So we're going to go back into our editor. We're going to jump into the game, back to editor mode from this crazy nightmare here that we made. And just going to see here. Oh yeah, okay. All right. So I got my breakpoint there. It's fine. And I'll fill that out in a second. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and we're going to do, we're going to write some functions. We're going to say, so there'll be initialize, and there'll be a function called update. These will be called by the UI. It's the best UI, it's tremendous. End. Okay. And we're going to convert the symbol. I'm going to do a few things on my UI first. Just going to open this up a bit. We're showing the library. What do we got here? This guy. Properties of this guy. I'm going to say this is my pilot reticle. Okay, so I've named that. Probably named that. It's probably not English what I named. That's fine. Okay. So here we go. Thank you for the comments on the stream. This is a tremendous UI. I agree. Okay. So I'm going to jump back into our prototype. And you can see spot loading some stuff. Okay. All right, so here we go. So let's see, don't have the icons. Got my little context section here. I'm going to change this to point to, what did I call it? Pilot UI. Wow, creative. Okay, so Pilot UI. Here we go. Pilot UI, go for it. Cool. This is going to be mind-blowing, I bet. Absolutely mind-blowing. And while I'm here, I'm going to tag the zone. Let's see, frame in all views. I'm going to tag my little space zone guy. Let's see, is he in the right spot? Nope, I think it's this guy. I'm just going to frame in all views. Okay, so this is my sort of pretend mini scale zone. Okay, so I'm going to tag this guy so my piloting script can find it. So normally I would do this more fancy, but I'm going to say this is space zone. Okay, so now he's tagged. All right, so in here in my update, I'm going to do, let's see, can you see this? Here in my update, I am going to grab the region, find tags. I'm going to find my space zone. Space zone equals, okay. And I'm going to say if not is null, space zone, then, and I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to fly zone, space zone, and yeah, forgive me, the names I usually change. Okay, so then I go up here and I have a local function. I don't need to expose it. Fly zone, and it's going to take the zone that I found in the tagged thing below, and I'm going to say zone get rotation. It's going to give me the rotation back, rotation like this, and I'm going to take the local time. Local delta equals what is it? Delta time, I think is the function name. Or is it delta? Delta? I'm going to say it's get delta. And I'm going to take rotation dot, let's do heading equals rotation dot heading plus delta times turn rate. And our turn rate is going to be another local variable. Local turn rate, we're going to say we're going to turn 2 degrees per second. And then I'm going to set it back. Zone, set rotation, rotation. Not get rotation. Set rotation, rotation. Okay, cool. So, as our first test here, delta time. Yeah, okay, so it likes it. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing this is going to be, so again, I'm in Lua. So we have two programming languages we use. We use C++ for the engine, but when we write game code, we write prototypes, we write UI, or we write things that are not very repeatable. So if you have a systemic thing like how a gun works, that'll be in C++. If you have a weird custom aspect to that gun, or a UI, or a quest script, or a game mode, a lot of that's going to be written in Lua. Okay, so Lua is probably maybe 1/10 of all of our code base, but it is in some ways where the rubber meets the road. It is often used in the last mile. Okay, so I've got my junk here. Let's take a look here. So again, the concept is we can, let's see here, frame in all views. We have our, again, this is just a wanky prototype, as Glenn would call it, just to try out an old idea that I always wanted to see in a game, is pretend that this junction is instead a ship that I built with my clan mates, and multiple people are on here, and it can get boarded by Grenier, and we'll have to fight them. Up at the front, you know, again, reusing art assets to kind of flesh out the idea and see if it has any merit whatsoever. I've got a context action that is going to open up my amazingly beautiful UI, my pilot UI, and through movie magic, if I move the world, or more accurately, my reference point to the world, it will look as though the ship is moving. And for all intents and purposes, it will be. Because as long as we correlate information from one scale to the other, then we're good. Where's the volumetric lighting? You're right. We need a volumetric light in here. Let's add one. Let's add one right now. Let's see here. Everything's better with volumetric light. I completely agree. Okay, there we go. And just make sure it's big and obnoxious. So we'll just change the radius. Whoa, that's a little too much there, Steve. Let's say 10. And we'll make it a gaudy emergency color because our ship has been hit. And the emergency lighting has come on because it's hit. Okay, so there we go. So there's our volumetric light. Good question. Yep. So yeah, most game engines are written in C++, and then they use scripting. Okay, so let's see how far we can get. I've got my context action. It's going to open up my UI, I think. And then my UI has an update function to run an update that just takes the zone, that space zone that I tagged, and spin it. So it should look like the captain of this ship is cramming on the space rudder. Okay. I'm not going to GDC, but there's a whole bunch of people going to GDC this year from our company, and they're having a party, I think, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure the example. Okay. Oh, it says militarist, but let's ignore that. So there's my amazing pilot UI came up. What do you think? Fantastic. So we have one problem with our pilot UI is well, besides the fact that it's completely ugly, but I don't care about that at all, right? All I'm doing right now is just trying to prove something might actually be convincing. So the problem is that this UI is opaque. So if I do this, okay, so I'm back here like this, and I don't have any controls right now. It's taken my input. So looks ready for production. Hey, this is programming. This is how it goes, man. This is how it goes. Okay, so we have our script running, and let's just take a look here. Is it hitting my update function? It is not. Okay, let's check it out here. Okay, so the problem is, and I already know it, the problem is the pilot UI, the amazing pilot UI TM, doesn't have any script running. So I need to give it one. So I'm going to say crewship_pilot.lua. Bam! Okay, so it starts updating. Okay, and it's angry. It says get rotation is a nil value. Let me just see here. Rotation. So let me just see. Do I have a zone? I have a zone of tribs. I do have one. Did I spell it right? I think I did. Okay. So it's saying it is a zone of tribs. All right. Let me just make sure I've got the right syntax here. Yep. Things look good. Not bad. But it may be that I've passed. Yep. So the problem is with my code here, are you watching? My problem is that find tag returns an array of objects. And I'm trying to call get rotation on the array rather than actually one of the objects inside the array. Cool, okay. So I have another method, which is find first tagged, which will actually give me just the first one it finds with that tag. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So now I have my UI in my ship. Yes, the UI team will be, yes, update is an automatic function that all Lua scripts call. So, yes, again, programming is very slow. Lots of mistakes. Humans are still the programmers. Okay, but we have some success here that we now have my pilot UI is actually automatically hitting the rudder and turning my ship. All right. And let's see here. Can I quit? Oh, I haven't even got this hooked up to quit yet. So let's just hook that up. Let me see here. So let's, the next thing we should do is make sure I can actually close down this damn UI, right? So let's just take a look here. That's going to be hooking onto a button press. So I'll just use escape for now. Let me see, menu underscore. Sometimes when you don't do this very often, you forget the functions. So, okay, so I'm going to add to my script a cancel, just so I can close out of this and stop turning my ship like crazy. And all it's going to do is on key down, menu cancel, it's going to close. Okay, can you guys even see that? Yeah, it's sort of like that, right? Okay, so yeah, right, exactly. I'm turning my ship. I can see there's a space battle here. Stuff's pretty badass. And now I can escape. And you can see that the rotation stops because the pilot's let go of the rudder. All right, so if I do this again, I'll take control of the ship again. Again, it's not correlated in my input yet, but now my ship is turning. And now we're rocking. We're rocking here. And you can see it's grabbed my mouse input, so I can click on things. But that's really not interesting for how my pilot UI is going to work, because I want it to kind of take control over it, okay? And oh shit, my ship took some damage on this side, you know, fantasy. So the next part is to also do some movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the position, and what this would do, this would be eventually is you would have, so zone get position, and we're going to say move rate equals, so we're going to say it's 1 times space scale, right? Because everything's relative. So we're going to say space scale is absolutely tiny. 0.1. I'm just guessing. I'm just absolutely guessing right now. So that's the move scale, and we're going to say position equals position plus. So I'm going to have to find a direction. Direction from rotation. Is that how that works? So these are all of our internal manuals that I have to check here. Direction. So I take angle to direction and take the rotation. So now that gives me a offset of where my ship's currently pointing. Okay, and I'm going to add it to the position based on, so that direction multiplied by your velocity multiplied by your speed by time is going to give us how fast we're going to move. So we're going to take that direction and we're going to scale it by, so dir equals dir times, what did we say? Move rate times the amount of time that's elapsed since the last frame. So this is the most brutal of physics for our crappy spaceship prototype, but we don't care. And we say, then we set that position back. Set position, position. So let's just contain this code all in kind of the same spot. Space scale and move rate. Okay, and we got the zone at set position. Save. Okay, so turning killer needs to make a practice ground. Zip a boat. Yes, some kind of training thing. Okay. Now it doesn't look like we're moving very much right now. So what I think I'll do is I'll make my turn rate 0. And I'm going to up my space scale here and see if that makes a difference. Now very likely I'll just fly right out of the place. What do you think? This doesn't seem to be giving me any love. Let's make it faster. Let me see here. I'm going in the direction of the rotation times the move rate times the delta. Oh, like 1 centimeter a second. Okay, let's do this a little bit faster here. Don't forget to multiply your movement vector by delta time. I think I am, because I do move rate dir equals dir times move rate times delta. So I think I've got it. Unless that's one of our programmers at work making fun of me. Probably is. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm moving. Okay. So I'm flying forward. Cool, cool. All right, so now let's take our rotation and we'll do like a little like a corkscrew thing. Just to kind of to make that feel like we're kind of corkscrewing there. Maybe we can, let's see here. Local turn equals this sine maths. So take a sine wave. I love taking those things. Pi times 2 times. So we need a function that's going back, bouncing back between 0 and 1. So we'll do t. And we'll say t equals the fractional bits of the global time times something slow. Well, let's try something annoying and fast. Times 2 minus 1. That actually might be enough. Times t. Okay. So let's try that. Let's try again. Oh, did I turn my turn rate? Oh, let's put our turn rate back up. A couple degrees. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Captain, bring the ship around. We can't. We're about to hit the debris field. Look out. We just flew through some weird element. So we're turning. And if I know my sine waves, we should probably straighten out in a second. And it doesn't look like we're going to. Well, isn't that... Actually, this is fine. This is fine. We're going to crash. We're crash. Quick, stop. And that is because I didn't take the turn. So that's the sine wave. Okay, so turn times the turn rate. So I got to factor in my sine wave. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to fly again. Oh no, that'll make you sick. Look at that. Can you feel that sine wave? Isn't that great? Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so we need to make that sine wave much slower. 0.1. Maybe that's too slow. I'm going to up my turn rate. And we're going to make my ship faster. We're going to double its speed. Okay. Okay, here we go, here we go. Okay, so here we go. We're flying around in space, man. Okay, okay, cool. Cool. All right. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So then if I go back, like I'm still basically fighting, right? Like I'm still like freaking out and like kicking ass and doing stuff. And as you can see, my ship is still kind of anchored in that same position it was. So to prove that, I got another idea. Let's put the ship on autopilot. let's put the ship on autopilot. Autopilot ends. When the UI closes, it'll go onto autopilot, right? So imagine you're in your clan. Again, I'm getting carried away, but so you're in your clan. You built your little, what'd they call it in Deep Space Nine? Remember that little ship they had? Not Excelsior, was it? No, what's the one that Cisco used, right? You're in that ship. And you working in your clan, and you get new technology, and the technology is that the ship will do evasive maneuvers when you disengage. So you're getting boarded, the pilot's injured, or he's killed, or he needs to help the guys repel the Grenier attackers. So you jump off the controls. It now goes into evasive mode. Defiant, yes, the Defiant, very good. So on menu close, I'm going to find this space zone to control, because it's kind of, that's the proxy for the ship. And I'm going to say space zone, run, script run child script, and I'm going to run autopilot, and run this function called autopilot. So instead of controlling it, it is going to fly itself. So my clan's worked hard, and they have a cool autopilot system. Hey, maybe you were like that guy who asked me at the beginning of the stream about yeah, Defiant wasn't little, but this is kind of what I was imagining the scale of this thing. Okay, so autopilot, and autopilot is going to do a loop. So it's going to be while true, do, and we're going to do this, and we'll not go for an infinite loop. We need to wait after each frame. So we're running autopilot. Okay, I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm just making this up, but here we go. So my script is compiling, and so if you're just tuning in, here's my idea. I am making a wanky prototype, as Glenn calls them, where it's like a pipe dream. I just hit a load screen there. Don't do that. I'm on my Defiant. I built with my clan. I just repaired this, so now it's working again, so we can fight. This system is a critical emergency volumetric light overload. And whoa, it's a noisy kitchen. And so then I grab the controls, and now I'm flying with my amazing pilot UI. Quick, we're in space. And then if I escape out of this, it should run evasive maneuvers. So now I'm back here, and I'm like, there's a Grenier here, we gotta fight these guys. And I'm battling them, I'm fighting them, and they're super badass. But all the while, the ship autopilot is carrying on and flying with this terrible, nauseating sine wave pattern. So then the next thing to work, so I think we're good. The next time we stream for coding, I will try to hook up controls so that when I go into the autopilot, it'll actually take my mouse movements and that sort of thing. But as you can see, in terms of illusion, it's really, really compelling. Let me just start it over again, because you can see the ship is starting to fly to like the kind of bounds of the play area there. Let's see here. Let's see how. Load up my flight tests. Prepare for collision with the skybox. I know. So you'd have to build this in mind. So there we go. I'm flying. Disengage. Now the autopilot's taking care of it. I'm fucking fighting fools. Ooh, I'm swearing. I'm battling fools. I'm smashing them. Yeah, die. you know, and I look out and I'm like, I wonder where the pilot's going. Oh man, he's gonna crash us into that thing. It's gonna be terrible. And so the next steps for this prototype are for me to hook up a really crappy flight model that uses your inputs, and you know, this is just too fun. You know, maybe we should have a little bit of maybe we should have a little bit of this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Plus equals pitch rate. The illusion of it is so fun. Let's have our ship do a little bit of a. What's any pilots on stream? What's the when you invert and get behind someone? Emelian. I can't remember what that was. I don't know if it's a barrel roll, but okay. So we're gonna save that. Oh, I have an error. Oh, there we go. Fix that. I used the wrong value. Rotation, heading. Okay. And let's, instead of doing that, we're just going to do, we won't do the turn, we'll do a constant pitch. Am I doing this right? I am not. Pitch. All right. And let's do this. Just to make the nausea, Emelman is a turning maneuver, but it's for turning fast, not getting behind. Okay, thank you. It's been a while since I played those awesome flight sims. Negative 0.5. Okay, and let's just restart our level here. We're going to restart it with my new flight controls. Okay, and we'll go up to the front here. I'm in my space. There's been a battle here, right? And here we go. And now I'm taking the ship. I'm banking. I'm flying. I'm trying to get through the stream. Oh, we're getting attacked. We're on our ship. Oh my gosh. Let's go fight these guys. Whoa, what's going on up there, dude? I don't know if you gotta fight these guys. Stop them. Destroy their ship. Man, we worked so hard on this ship. We gotta fly way out of here. And oh wow, what's down there? That's so cool. And that's my crappy proof of concept. Yeah. That's that. That's pretty exciting. The sine wave's probably not good for puking though, is it? It's wonderful. Okay, so let's play Warframe. You saw some terrible prototypes, and you saw me progress on them. You saw me make some Lua scripts and the amazing pilot UI in Flash and hook it up to control the perspective that a spaceship draws from, which I think as we begin to work on it in our spare time, so to speak, in our wanking time, we will get closer and closer to something that's goofy and interesting. I'm not keeping that 50-50 ratio, it's true. Will this make it in the game by 2020? You never know. I think we made good progress today, actually. We do use quaternions in rotations in Warframe, but we don't use them in Lua. But everything else is represented by quaternions. Our animation system, and the rest of the game is done that way. So transform, paste transform. we go. Plans to do more with Stalker. Yeah, man. We definitely have plans for that. We even have stuff where we're talking about in the enemy cells, where the sort of kingpin or the controller of the enemy cells, as a complication of you uncovering his organization, will actually hire assassins to go against your clan. So there's going to be pretty awesome stuff. You could let us fly to missions manually. Well, you could, but oh, there's my throwaway count. That's not something you're supposed to stream, I guess, but here we are. Tell Glenn he loves ideas. I got some great clan invites right now, but I'm going to rock this double affinity weekend, which is great. Okay. All right. So what have I got here on my foundry? Okay, I've got a bit. I could start grinding for Rhino, I guess, which would be interesting to see where he is without looking at the wiki, because that was one thing that's interesting. Is I remember when I think it was Total Biscuit's wife was playing the game and said that she wanted to get a Warframe, but she didn't really understand how, and when it dawned on her how she had to get it, she wasn't interested. So, you know, being clearer on how these things are obtained is something that we talk about from time to time. Okay, so Rhino, let's take a look here. Yeah. Yeah. This item is master rank locked. You must reach rank 2 before you can purchase it. Oh yeah, okay. Took a screenshot of that. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Let's take a look at the blueprints. Yep. Yeah, that is interesting. So MR2, I'm MR3 right now. Wait, you must reach rank 2. I'm MR1. Yep, I'm master rank 1. I went from unranked to 1. So interesting dilemma there. So I'm not really sure as a player where to get this. You know, it might be fun to have click through on this. Pablo and I were talking about that. He recently added a nice feature where you can see how many charges a blueprint has, and we were talking about being able to click through and seeing where you might find the rest of the things for it. If you didn't have a resource, you could click there and it would show you what planets potentially the resources come from, and potentially here in terms of Rhino, maybe it would give you a hint as to how he drops. So the reason I came down here is I got a new gun. Yeah. Oh, it looks like a dramatic downgrade. Fire rate is much higher. It's interesting to think about that communication. Also, the red is always interesting. I find the red. I'm not colorblind, but I do find the red, the intensity of the red, maybe is too dark. You see how nitpicky I can get? Welcome to Old Gear. I know, right? This is the whole thing. As a developer playing a game, as a player, you get a different opinion of the game or view from players' eyes. That is why I'm doing this stream, although I have been kind of enthusiastic to show you guys about how I work and to talk about game development, programming in general, because I like to hear myself talk apparently, that I've been distracted by doing that a little too much. But I am here to also learn how to play my game. Look at these beautiful mods. Oh, my goodness. Now, is it not? Let me just see something here. Yep. So some puncture. Okay. So when we first made the game, those mods didn't carry over. But now they do. So the first, very early version of Warframe was the mods you could not equip on multiple things. Wasn't that nice? I had just enough for that. Right. Well, it does look like I need to rank this up, but I'm excited about ranking this up. I do have a genuine interest in player opinions, and at the same time, I want to make sure that my expertise from your perspective grows enough where I can also filter the really overwhelming opinions we get sometime. I'm happy you're showing us the coding aspect. It really opens the eyes as a player how much work really goes into the game. Yeah, I mean, the gap, once you work in a game, say you're working on a mod or you're making a hobby project on Unity or Unreal or something like that, or you get a job at a game company, you realize that the problem generally, I mean, you need good ideas, but generally the problem is you have this many ideas and this much lifespan. So I love getting ideas from players. Often I look at those ideas as, what can I cherry pick from these ideas that might be doable in a week or a month or 6 months or a year. But as you can see, even with years of experience, years and years and years of experience, just getting a ship to do a nauseating sine wave pattern takes you a while. Oftentimes starting like I did, because I started cold, I didn't have my context action. Sometimes the start is really slow and then things get faster and faster as you build on it, kind of like accreting the idea. Always wondered who writes red text. Well, that is a trade secret. So what I'm doing right now is I'm working on ranking up my Furus. I'm going to use my Furus lots. We've got a double affinity weekend, which is perfect. And I need to get to a wave 10 on Tessera here, because I really want this junction. And I think I can get the hostage easily, but the 10 waves of defense, I'm going to do them solo. I know I should be doing more co-op, and I'm going to do that, but I hate when I sold a weapon a few days later it becomes a craft requirement. Yeah, I mean, that's always the risk with Warframe, is we're always trying to make everything relevant. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail at that, but yep. Same prioritization issues at a financial company, always too much to do, right? Yeah, I agree. It is, humans are amazing idea generators, but the implementation is really everything, isn't it? The execution is time-consuming and challenging. So let's get the Furus out here. I'm excited about this. 10 Exime enemies is going to be the sticking point for that junction. I didn't see 10 Eximus. I think I already got that. I think you're talking about the one in Earth, which I actually did. I got lucky, I guess, and did that. Please allow us to mark multiple medallions. If you're co-op, everyone's going to carry you. I know, right? So I love co-op games, and some of my favorite gaming memories are co-op, but I do want to do a little bit more solo and kind of see it through that lens. When I start a game that's this daunting, even when I started something like Unreal Tournament way back in the day, I play with bots so much because I was kind of anxious to embarrass myself, you know? Oh, that's interesting. I'm so spoiled by the duels on Dev. Oh, I missed it. So I want to do a bit more solo. I love popping the helmets off these guys, but I love how they go splayed like that. Oh, we should tune the ragdoll. They always do the splits. Oh, too bad for you. All right. Oh, grenade. Where is it? It's over by the... Okay, it's not. Cool. This map is really old. This map, I remember this map from ages ago. It's a very... very old. First time we ever did, I think it was our second tile update, because the first tiles we had were the Corpus tiles, the spaceship ones, and then we said, well, we'd like to feel if there's like maybe a bit more natural landscape, so we added kind of this snowy outdoor part for Corpus. Control your fire. You don't have that many on the Furus. Oh really? Okay. What have I got? 145. So I'm on wave 2. I always wondered about this this kind of wall latching stuff. You know, when I put it in, I was really excited about it, but I'm just not sold on it. You guys leave that alone. I'm really not sold on it as I play through on my noob account. I am absolutely. Oh, I love blowing the helmets off those guys and watching them like pitch back like that. Oh, it's so gratifying. And this was, as I said. Oh. I'm not aiming for the head. I'm aiming for the gun. I gotta smarten up here. I'm gonna run out of ammo, aren't I? The splits on that ragdoll is hilarious. There you go. Interesting. Oh, who are you? That lens flare is really. Yeah, the wall latches on the moon are interesting. Because the guys try to hook up some gameplay mechanics, those little cracks in the wall to give you some boost, I think, right? But I find for flow, I'm just not sure about it. Yeah, unless the floor is lava, right? Yep. The spread on this pistol is so tight. For an automatic weapon, I kind of expected a lot of a looser spread. So as we learned. Well, this is cute. Is that? Wow, okay. Can barely get the context action. Oh, 200 infinity! I need it! And we got a mod. Hawkeye. Well, you know, I probably implemented that mod, but I'm not really excited about the Hawkeye. Maybe there's some aspect to it that I'm not seeing. Yep. I'm going to use my first Furus ammo, and then I'm going to switch to my Bratton, which is getting a new skin. It's getting new sound effects. I'm pretty hyped about that. You know, we always try to make sure that when new players come to the game, they're not just seeing the oldest content. So, you know, with the Earth remaster, I think that's going to help you know, new players coming to the game to kind of up. This set too is probably next after Earth, because it really is showing some of our oldest assets, oldest lighting techniques in the game. I spent my 50 plat on a rare resource booster last time, a couple weeks ago, so that I could craft this pistol. Hats off to you! I got the challenge. Oh, almost fell down there, which apparently is death. I remember that from playing this map. Yeah, out of pistol ammo. That's fine. That's fine. It was fun to use it. I did enjoy it more than the kunai to start, but maybe we should add that little fanning attack for it or something. So their heads are these little black things there. The tunnel start off mission shields, not energy. Yeah, well, I think we were kind of curious about requiring you to build up energy before you start blasting. Play a bit, you know. Try to get over those. These guys are starting to come out now, so it's good to jump over their shock waves. I got full energy right now. I'm gonna start using the shields, fanning attack. Yes, that would be cool. I know the Conclave variant got that recently, which makes me jealous because it's so cool. Hi guys. So probably isn't yet time where I need to use this, but I do think it's interesting. So I kind of wanted to try that, but unfortunately not very many guys came from that side. My Volt isn't really ranking up as fast as I'd like. Obviously this weekend is a good time to play for such things, but I am curious. I got last time I played this map before the stream, I had to bail out before I got to the 10th wave because I was going to be late. And as I said, I got a challenge for use your 4th ability, but I didn't have it unlocked, and now I do. Look at that. What? I'm going to save that. You won't be stomping. Sort of a bit of a low rent destruction on the Oxium drone there, wasn't it? He's sort of Oxium Osprey. He rushed at me, I destroyed him, and he just kind of disappeared in a poof. Be cool if it had a little bit more juice on the debris and stuff. Oh, that death animation's so cool. Okay, so here we go. I need this. I need the next 5. I don't think my bladder appreciates that I had that other tea. Will Loki's Decoy ever get the same treatment as PvP version of Loki's Decoy? That's a good question. How does Loki's Decoy work in PvP? I haven't tried that recently. Oh, there's a bit of debris that comes off there. Visual clutter reduction? Yeah. I guess, you know, it's when is it good feedback for your actions and when is it clutter, right? The helmet popping off is like really good feedback for those successfully landed headshots. Oh, my shock's level 2. There we go. Wow, that endo is hilariously sized. But I do find some of the effects get a little crazy. You know, there's just so much diversity in Warframe. There's so many things that you want to have those effects to, especially in multiplayer. Everyone's got their... Oh, here we go. Wall latch. Didn't want to. It's not super offensive, but isn't great. I'm not sure about that. The bow's getting a new mesh as well, I hear. It's gonna be, I'm excited about that because I'm loving that as my melee weapon right now. I love my little roll. It's these things. Oh, there you go. The flare off that explosion like causes my whole adaptive exposure to duck, which is kind of interesting. We are continuing ideas with transference, absolutely. All latch only conclave mode with a emoji. When do we get Palpatine shock version? Like the continuous one? That'd be pretty cool actually as an augment. If you will not be turned, you will be, what's he say? Destroyed? I don't know. I assume destroyed. It's been a while since I watched Jedi. Here, I'm gonna be risky. Woo! Okay, no, that's fine. Oh, throwing the grenades now. I still haven't bugged the guys about that, where after you do that attack, the time to get your weapon back up is surprisingly long or something. I just love shocking the guys, though. It's his first ability, but for some reason I just adore it doing it. And I love how it changed to the... Whoa. I love how it changed to the other guys. It's so cool. Probably back when... Well, there's a use for wall latch. I can be above his little shockwave. All right. That's pretty cool. So wave cleared. I'm on 7. Get 3 to 5. Yeah, that would be cool. Mission challenge for it. It'd be nice to, if we had more appropriate mission challenges. I love them. I even love the wacky ones on the ribbons. Are so cool. I love that idea. And I'm surprised I did, because I don't really go, as I said last time, I don't really love the gamer score systems. I find that there's so many beautiful games out that I don't grind on those really hard things to get too often. Although I may go back to Resident Evil 7 a little bit, because I see that it dropped new DLC on PlayStation. So it's kind of cool. I like that. But excuse me while I reload behind the pillar. Haha, that move. Love that move. Yeah. It's still bugging me that the red pulse behind those guys is 1 frame removed. Can you see that? Can you see it on the stream? When I hit a guy with the melee, you can see that it's not overlapped him. It's like the last... Oh! Get out of there. It's like the last frame. So that... Oh, those guys are tough. What's weak on these? Whoa! Is there wings, maybe? I got a critical there. Got some Oxium. Don't forget you shock while reloading. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Very good. And it doesn't cancel the reload? I just jumped and he died. Hilarious. Okay, wave 8. Here we go. Can do this. That's got to be it. Yep, cool. Yeah, and I think it would be great. Like I said on the other mission types, I really want to do a pass on the whole game. I'm liking this mission type a lot, actually. You know, I wish that, and we have this in a few places. I wish that it would change from here to be over there or something, because you get there's something fatiguing about that same position that I think some kind of rotation of defensive points would be more up my alley anyway. I'm not sure what you guys think. I think that's kind of like mobile defense, isn't it? What was I going to say? Yeah, that delay on that frame delay on that red overlay, driving me crazy. Even at 75 FPS, which I think I'm getting. The season system for D3, yes. I mean, we do talk about that. Where's your head? There? Yeah. Okay. Cool. We have talked about that quite a bit. That would be a very good idea. Is that your head? Yeah. But as I was starting to say when I lost track because I was blasting these fools, there we go. Reload during zap. Love it. Very cool. The thing that I'd love to see is just a teeny bit more in-game storytelling about why the Corpus want to destroy this thing, and that between the waves, you know, asking for reinforcements, and honestly just making me feel like a badass, like, you know, having cool escalation of their opinion rather than this kind of, there's a certain dryness and almost statistical aspect to this unless the enemies are, you know, bitching about my success. So yeah, there are some moving defense points in the game, but it'd be really interesting to kind of make this object, you know, I don't want to turn it into horde mode or anything, but it'd be interesting between waves if I maybe had a little bit, you know, besides just the item collection, if there was something else maybe that I could be thinking about or doing to kind of plan for my next. Oh, there's a guy. There's a guy. Where are you? Where are you? Below me? Is there a drone? Hello? The good old Shield Osprey. As I told you guys, when there's a Shield Osprey, whenever we demo the game, it's always a Shield Osprey that makes me go, because they go, what's done? I'm done. It's over. Why isn't the mission, you know, finishing? I'm like, oh, there's an Osprey. You got to go find him. Maybe it's a question of when the Shield Osprey has no one left to protect, and there's no one left in the enemy spawning pool, he self-destructs, or maybe he decides that he will move at least towards the target so that players don't feel like they're kind of hunting this sort of dumb enemy. I mean, it makes sense that that's his purpose is done, but maybe there's something easy we can do there to keep the rhythm going. And also, you know, I think just looking at the polish of other games that have been out lately, being more celebratory between the defense rounds would be cool. It'd be neat to say, like, you know, when a new enemy is added to the escalation, because I know these guys get added like around, I think it was 3 or something. It'd be cool to get a transmission from the Corpus like, send in this MOA, we need help. And then the player, you know, is learning about how the enemy is escalating, and then would recognize a unit. Oh, there's a new unit coming, and then build a little bit of anticipation. I always remember I think maybe it's a Harvard study about how, Harvard study about how the anticipation of an event creates a pleasure blip that is near matching the actual event itself. So you can kind of double your pleasure there. Ugh, that sounded wrong. Yes, release the ambulance. Exactly. Yes, release the Kraken. Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. The Shield Osprey is just like, I'm not meant for this world. Yeah, for sure. Would be cool if Nidus and Nyx wouldn't stop the wave with their abilities. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't know that. It would be cool if it would or wouldn't. When is the brick melee weapon being introduced to the game? Just make it so kamikaze players, when they don't have anyone to protect. Yep, I think that would be probably smart. Maybe the shield drone could run towards you and kamikaze. Yep, that'd be cool. Anticipation, build surprise, double your pleasure. Yep. So, I got a Hawkeye zoom. I don't know if I'm super keen on the zoom, but I will try it. What's the symbol? I've forgotten what that symbol means. Oh, interesting. I don't know what that symbol means, guys. Magazine warp, 5% capacity. It'd be nice for my pistol, but not my rifle right now. Oh yeah! Pistol gambit, 20% critical chance. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's what I want. Is what I want. Shatter Injustice mod for Sobek adds base status chance, but other mods are not affected by this. Is there a reason? Oh, that is a good question. I will have to ask why that doesn't stack up that way. They might be afraid of exponential stacking on it, but I'll have to check. Universal works in PvE and PvP. Ah, okay. All right, thank you. So I got it up to 3, which means I'm doomed. I can't use this yet. Yep. Ah! Electricity, puncture, heated charge. Well, actually, that would work. So puncture is down. But maybe puncture is what I want on this thing. 11, 2, 3. What's the heated charge? I kind of like that. Meh, critical chance? Yeah, you don't like it? All right. Well, what's my critical chance right now? Critical chance is 5%. Yeah, well, I think if I can get this weapon going fast. Let's see. I don't have any fire rate mods yet, though, for secondary. Okay. And then I think I saw something else. I really should be doing... I maybe should be doing Bane of Corp 2.5. I'm not sure if that's worth it. So I have 3 capacity right now. Serration and cold. That is a very pricey mod. Electricity. Cold is good against shields, I think. Magazine warp. Ammo drum. Meh. I mean, since I'm in a Corpus planet, it's sort of kind of cool to just do that. Steve, you were saying how you like the idea of challenges and whatnot. All I have to say is wait till you are the one stuck with a mod you don't have the skill to unlock and see how fast your opinion changes it. When you're stuck with a mod you don't have the skill to unlock. What do you mean by skill? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What bugs me is when a transmission is interrupted by another one and you gotta wait for the first one being interrupted close to the other peers. Example, Orders is saying something gets interrupted by Lotus, but you gotta see his transmission close. Why can't the orders just appear in the other side of the screen? Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think the UI is probably doing its best to kind of make things smooth, but you know, we could do that. Auto install, oh my god, yes. Use electricity instead for shield. Done. Well, that is a good time to let defense target to heal. Finishing it into round faster would shorten the time for health to charge up. That's true. Question might be a bit out there, but is there a specific reason why we are not allowed to use PvP stance mods in PvE? That's a good question. I will ask the guys. I came to watch your archive stream, but you're still streaming. How long do you plan to go at it? I'm going to be done soon, actually, because my bladder is limiting my ability to think right now. And it's Super Bowl, and, you know, it might be something to engage in that. Or at least, if you're not a football fan, to check out the $1 million commercials. Auto install sucks. Yeah, I expect that auto install is probably a little simple. And now that this guy is here, Volt, I have 3 capacity. Oh, that's cool. So health, armor, shield, power max, and continuity. Plus 5 damage resistant knockdown, radar, stretch, radiation resist. Interesting. Bleed out reduction. What's streamline? Power efficiency. Oh, that's kind of cool. Do I have enough to do this? Can I do that? Oh yeah, look at me go. I'm optimizing. Did I already check my melee here? Oh. 1 whole point. So status chance. Status is actually pretty high on this thing. Yeah, all my mods are damaged. I know. Well, I'm on a new account. I don't know what to tell you. Steel fiber is doing nothing? Really? Let's check. It's doing 10% armor. Come on. Oh. Well, let's see. It's not very much, is it? Well, I can mod it up once. I can rank it up with some endo, I guess. I tell all new players, buy a Lex for good game secondary. Okay. Please lose steel fiber, right? But what else can I use? You think it's not worth it? Okay. So what else can I get for 4? Power strength. I'm feeling power strength. Enemy sense. Oh, what's this? Health pickups give 8% energy. Oh, that's kind of cool. What do you guys think? Rush? Oh, I see. Yes. I am Volt. I don't know about Rush, though. Rank up Vitality. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Are you sure? I am. Cool. Acid shells on Sobek isn't working. I will make a note of that when I review my stream. Wait. I didn't say the exact percent before. Did they change that? Yes, of course. I think we did. Flip mod feature would be nice if new player. Flip the mod, let's say Stormbringer, and gives you a small description of what the mod's benefits downsides. So say it's great against Corpus, but not with shielded enemies would help a lot. Yep, yeah, I would definitely... entering that data would be quite an undertaking, as you can imagine. Take off R9. Okay. What? Use powers and targets prowls. Arrow mods should come up more frequently for new players. Yeah, maybe a few, eh? That'd be cool. That'd be cool to get some. Okay, well, it is almost 3. I've been going for 3 hours, so I'm gonna close down pretty soon here. I'm gonna check my junction task, and then I'm gonna go watch some Super Bowl with some friends, and then I'll be back to get. So I got my 10 Eximus actually, so I'll be back for Hostage on Linea, which might be something I do right now. Players are helpless without wiki. Yes, well, that's true, isn't it? Steve, what a complicated game have you seen that does the best job at explaining itself without using a wiki? It's true, you know. I mean, I don't want people to have to use the wiki, and I think we've made small changes, but it's true. Definitely for complicated games, I find myself hitting the wiki as well. So there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but maybe there's something we can do to kind of make it at least a little more obvious about why they'd want to hit the wiki. So we gotta go find this rescue target. I'm kind of tempted just to like do what I see you guys do all the time, which makes me cringe, which is just speed run my face off to it. Oh, don't go down there. Well, how am I gonna get across here? This way? Yep. Yes, one more mission. It's true. It's true. Let's see here. It says to go down. Can I just go over here and break the whole navigation? Yes, yes I can. Cool! That spawning didn't work great, did it? Oh crap, get out of the way of that guy. That was interesting. Okay, listen. Here we go. Oh, that was sort of ghetto. Wonder if we can change that tag so it's the S and the T aren't jammed into the side of it there. Okay, let's take a look here. So this is our oldest, one of our oldest art sets, as I was saying before. It always pains me a bit to see it because in the years that we've made this game, we've got new ways of lighting and there are a few new materials in here, but really I'm very anxious to see this set because it just sort of looks washed out, you know, and I think the guys have got way more interesting techniques now. Ooh, suck it. Suck it. There you go. You know, I really shouldn't be fighting, should I? You guys have to tell me. Lots of making the elevator faster. Yeah, there's something about elevators and the cliche of them being sort of slow. That pulse hit is pretty intense. Whoa, look how big this tile is. It's exciting. Can I just ignore those guys and just go for the capture target? Probably. I'm sure that's what you guys are screaming to do. Oh, he's shielding the camera. Oh, okay, enough of that. Oh! Shoot the drone, Steve. Shoot the drone. Okay, cool. Alright. Oh, I have seen new versions of this tile, actually, being built, so I know that it is something that's coming. Those Oxymop sprays are really tough. Okay, enough of this nonsense. Concentrate, concentrate, focus. Okay, yes. Okay. That looks like some interesting transmission order. It'd be cool to have the music kind of change here. This kind of feels like a different kind of game here. Pretty cool. Search the one with the marker on it, maybe? You guys remember when the line didn't work? How many players are old enough to remember that the Corpus thing, even though it looked like it worked, it didn't because it had a particular alignment? Remember that stuff? I gotta get my guy. I'm looking for him. Now that is painful. I just gave him my secondary. Ouch. Let's go, buddy. Let's do this. Let's do this way. Come on. Let's go. All right. Paolo was asking me, why don't we show the in-world markers for the extraction? And I thought, I don't know why, to be honest. Oh, that was so cool. I've yet to see that yet. Okay, come on, buddy. That looked amazing. I love when he deployed that thing right in front of me. That was cool. He had enough health to do it. All right, go. Oh, I got no energy again. Oh, there we go. Come on, let's go. Hey, guys. That's sort of interesting. Should I be fighting? Or should I... Oh, oh that's not the exit pad. Give me your oxium. Okay. I don't know if I should be fighting or just like running for it. Yes. That was glorious. All right. All right, come on, buddy. Let's go. You haven't even used my gun yet. I earned that thing. We're absorbed. Okay, we aren't Naked Nick. I miss him dearly. Oh, you miss Naked Nick? You remember him too? That's awesome. All right, well, last mission, guys. I'm going to get this guy out of here, and then I'm going to say goodbye. I know this is the extraction tile because I remember when we first released it, everyone would do this down the whole thing. They'd do like the skating. Here we go. Wow, it's like playing Tribes or something. Ooh, this is serious. I like this. It feels good. They do not want us to leave. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. You don't have to do any fighting in rescue? Interesting. Interesting. What? Are you serious? That was ridiculous. Oh, are you doing this with me? What are you doing? You coming? Hey. Okay, all right. Be nice if you came on the elevator with me instead of giving up. Yep. Mention a movement animation sets. That would be cool. I do like them a lot. We're not working on exactly that right now, but it would be awesome to see. Okay, so 3 hours later, I want to thank you guys for watching and suffering through the coding stuff and watching me noob trick out my gear with my amazing damage mods. Here's my Volt. I wanted to go kind of more evil Volt. And I can see the sort of square compression artifacts on there that I'm going to ask the guys about tomorrow. Equipment needs a search bar. Yep, I have a note on that. But I'm going to say goodbye for now. And thank you very much for watching and suffering through this. And I love you guys, and I really appreciate how awesome you guys were in chat today as well. I want to thank my chat mods as well for keeping it clean and protecting my fragile self-esteem. But you guys are really awesome, and I loved your questions. And if I didn't get your question, you know, I get a lot of tweets, but I might catch you on Twitter. And again, I might catch you next time, and I'll answer your questions as much as I can. Yeah. I want to thank you guys. I hope you have a great Sunday. And if you're watching football, I'll be watching alongside you and waiting for the crazy commercials. So take care, guys.